Meet Natalie. Natalie loves books.
This is your brain on books. Any questions? And this is Angela. She's a very serious jazz singer.
Shooby-dooby-dooby-doop-doop-doo. And sure, we both like to stay informed, but this world sometimes, am I right? You know what we need? 30 minutes of meditation.
Pop culture meditation.
So we're here to remind you.
We get it. You're smart. But right now, take a deep breath and put your books down.
I have been doing a lot of heavy breathing too.
It's a lot of heavy breathing.
Hi.
Oh, hey,
I'm
Angela.
live. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, girlfriend. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's great. How you doing?
New year, new you.
Yeah.
I'm good. I feel like I survived the holidays, and now it's just time to relax. I've got my chai tea. My house I'm pretty much out of alcohol. The whole house has been depleted of every drop of alcohol.
Oh, we don't let that happen over here.
Well,
we have backups of our backups, just because it's been a crazy time, and
yes,
it's the holiday.
Mm-hmm. It's
What
life.
was the saying that she in Christmas Vacation? It's the holidays, and we're all in misery.
Right. right. Nobody's in misery though.
No, it was just
we're hashtag blessed.
Oh,
truly
beyond blessed.
Yeah,
I'm a glutton
for
for wonderful people and lovely.
So this
lovely
is chai
things.
tea. I do have to say I do have a little something in my chai.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was like, all right. Well, I'm the rough one
Yeah,
today.
no,
I'm the only one drinking tequila soda in my goblet thing.
Well, I don't want to gross anybody out, but I have to say this is pretty tasty. It's chai, like tea bag. Don't say tea bag.
Stop. It's
and
chai
then
tea.
And then I did put a little bit of screwball liqueur in there. Do you know what that is? It's peanut butter whiskey.
Oh.
It sounds
I
super
feel like
gross.
I think I'd like it mixed with something like that.
Yeah, it's good.
One,
It's
I love
kind of
peanut butter. We know this,
right.
Peter Pan,
Yeah.
creamy. But, I have a complicated relationship with whiskey, but I feel like in this combination, I would really be in.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing stones.
No. And honestly, I got nothing else in my house. So that's why this is
I hung
my
out with
creative.
some gal pals on Saturday night, and we were just passing around the fireball. So, no judgments.
No judgment. I did have some fire. Yeah, I had some fireball I could throw in there too. But
we all decided to make an executive decision, and we thought we had, we thought we were getting hoarse from all the karaoke.
Oh, yes.
And so it was just medicinal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It's medicinal for sure. Yeah. I mean, I always do a shot of Fireball before I sing. So I keep the little mini bottles in my bag.
Sally keeps mini bottles, sorry, Mom, in her purse for anyone she thinks that might have a little scratchy throat. And she'll just whip out a tiny little Fireball and make you drink it on the spot, like wherever we are.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what? It's a gift, and so is Sally Sanderson.
That's right. Okay? That's right.
2 gifts in one.
Exactly. Yes. So what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to talk about one of, if not we've talked about Heat, and I understand like that's like probably one of like the best thrillers, but I have to tell you, this to me, they're different. And
they're totally different.
This movie is one of my favorite movies in the world. It's The Fugitive.
Yes.
From 1993, starring Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. And I mean, let me tell you something.
Yep. Hit me.
I loved this movie when it came out. I saw it in the theater.
Yes.
And what I am most impressed about myself, and I never say this because I never am, but I will tell you.
Yeah.
I think I really thought I understood this movie as a child and as a 10-year-old in the theater. I thought I walked away and was like, I knew everything that was about. Yeah. Well, you have to be a pretty savvy you have to know the medical world and be pretty savvy with plot twists and, to be able to say, I really understood that movie.
And now, look at you now.
And now
there you are, sitting there in front of all of your medical diplomas, and now you really understand it
I'm
on a level you maybe didn't
savvy.
before. Yes.
Right. Well, actually, so this is a movie that pops in my head all the time. And I think it maybe was 3 months ago, and I remember texting you about this, and I was like, I was at work, and I was like in the middle of a treatment, and clients, don't be concerned. Like, I am focused on your face and what's going on, but sometimes the fugitive pops up and I have questions. So I had done this deep dive about the plot and like little points of this movie out of nowhere between clients. Like, for a significant amount of
hair
time.
in my lip gloss. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Keep talking. Go ahead. It's out. I got it.
Oh,
we're good.
Okay, good. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, you were taking a deep dive on some plot points. You were with clients. It comes up every now and then. You were thinking about it.
Sometimes I just do research on The Fugitive. So because I really want to make sure I understand that whole movie. And today, even watching it again, which I've seen it a million times.
1 million times.
Wait, what? Okay. So, we don't need to do like the play-by-play with the plot and everything like that. I mean, we need.
I do have some plot points. We have
some hits that we need to do
for sure.
But this is starring Harrison Ford as Dr. Richard Kimball, and Tommy Lee Jones as a U.S. Marshal. And I got to tell you, while we're big Harrison Ford fans at PYBD, but this is Tommy Lee Jones's movie.
He's got all the good lines. He's got all the good lines.
He won the Academy Award.
And I mean, it's epic.
But
it's
epic.
It's his movie for sure.
His movie.
His acting is off the charts.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to I have
extensive notes. Listener, whoever you are, listen, I do want to say something about our listeners. I got to meet so many of our listeners when I was in Little Rock this last time. They were all coming up to me and like, we love the podcast. And I just want you all to know, I love you all too. And thank you so much for listening to the podcast. But people, you need to understand, when Natalie and I watch these movies, we take extensive notes.
Oh, yeah.
Extensive notes.
I have so many different notebooks.
And pages and pages of notes. So, but the first thing I wrote down, I mean, I just had to get some things out of the way. This would not be put your books down if I didn't start talking immediately about the hair.
I knew it. I could have said it.
I mean, I always like to hit it off with the hair because why not?
Sure.
Selah Ward, is she Selah Ward? Selah Ward? You say Selah. I say
Selah.
Yeah.
Selah.
Could she be more perfect?
No.
As a woman?
No. She reminds me of my mother.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
She's
perfect,
stunning
in every way. The little details of her putting the little kiss on the Post-it note next to the wine glass for when
Sally
he gets home.
That. Sally does that when she writes us notes, and she sprays her perfume on it too.
Oh my God! So she's perfect. Okay,
yes.
So there's that. This hair.
And she plays
Harrison Ford's wife.
They have good chemistry.
They've got great chemistry.
Great chemistry.
Holy cannoli.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love her look, and I feel like this is a classic movie where classic style never goes out of style, right? Like, it still looks good.
I mean, we see her in one outfit.
A chemise.
She gets murdered.
She does. But
is that a velvet dress?
I think it's a velvet dress maybe at the beginning, but then she's in a black chemise when she gets...
Oh, yeah.
When
sure.
the bad stuff happens to her.
Sure.
But Harrison Ford's hair at the beginning of this movie, we're going to go through his hair phases. He's got several hair phases in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, I have a note on that too.
His hair at the beginning, slicked back with the beard, not a good look. Not a good look.
No, thank you.
Not a good look.
Nope.
That's all I want to say.
I feel like they did that because we're not supposed to know if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Mm-hmm,
because to me, that hair look is like a 90s bad guy.
Yes.
And I think they were kind of like setting us up to confuse us.
Mm-hmm.
And also to maybe just not really like him that much.
That is true. But didn't you, now upon watching this, immediately I wrote down, the first thing you think of is, he didn't do this. That's what I think.
Yes, of course.
Immediately I'm like, he's innocent.
Well, you know why? Because I'm sorry. I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna just from the hair for 1 second.
Yeah.
Because we haven't even talked about
We can move on from the hair.
No. We have to talk about Tommy Lee Jones's hair. But the hardcore credits.
Yeah.
Just out the gate in this movie.
I know.
One, it's like for 30 minutes. And two, like it's the font. I've told you the font, the music, the vibe. And then it goes into these clips of Selah Ward getting murdered.
Yes.
Okay. And you see this person that doesn't look like Harrison Ford. I mean, like, even the back of the head doesn't look like
see
Harrison Ford.
flashbacks
Like,
of this
it's
murder
like
going down.
this guy's got curly hair. It's not Harrison Ford.
And
because he clearly flat ironed his slick back hair.
Clearly.
It just didn't look the same. It's not the same person.
Right.
But those are probably one of the most intense intro credits.
Oh my gosh.
In the 90s that I recall seeing that really stretched out. I mean, he's already like in jail in the credits and like they take a break and then they go back to the credits, like the intro. And I'm like, oh shit, we haven't even like, I'm already scared and this is already like really intense and we're not even, and we're still just seeing the producers.
Right. And it's, I wrote that down too, that it was like the first 20 minutes of this film are like, they come in hot.
Oh yeah.
It comes in hot and
flaming hot,
and it does not let go for like 30 solid minutes. And you're like,
I know.
Whoa,
and they do that now.
Set up so well.
Oppenheimer, all these movies do that now. But this intro kind of reminded me of like, it was like a very basic Instinct intro. It's like some real gnarly shit happens like in the credits.
Yes.
You know, like Sharon Stone killed that dude in the credits. And it was like, oh, this was like a 90s thing. But I think
I'm here for it though.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Because to me, that's just
it was scary. I was like, oh, this is what we're getting. It's going to get even weirder.
And that also means that like, we're not going to waste any time with this murder, how it went down.
This is a no bullshit movie.
Yes.
Straight up.
Exactly. Yes, I know. I loved it. I just wrote that it was absolutely perfect. And then the train derails. I mean, and then you've got the train derailment. The bus gets hit, goes off.
That scene is terrifying.
P.S. The bus scene when they're in the bus. Natalie, that is my nightmare, like having a bus accident. Like, did you ever take the Chinatown bus from New York to like Washington, D.C. or anything like that? I was always
my
terrified.
Sister did a bunch and she was always saying how weird. Yeah. It was so convenient and cheap.
It was so convenient and cheap and you could get to D.C. really quickly. But ooh, you better be. I was always like, this bus is going to crash.
Yowza.
I don't want to be in a bus crash. Just knock wood. Just knock wood here. Just knock wood. I'm knocking everybody. Okay. Anyway, keep going.
No, and
escaped convicts.
It's okay. So Harrison Ford his wife gets murdered.
Yes.
And then she leaves she has this 911 call.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately it's misinterpreted, but it's basically saying her husband, they think it's saying that her husband did it. He comes home and finds her dying from this home intruder. And he has a fight with this guy. He says there was a one-armed man, you know, and like they build a case. They build a case against him. He gets convicted and sent to death, sentenced to death.
Yes.
And then you're like, but you know that he didn't do it. Like
he didn't do it. He loves his wife too much.
He loved his wife. There was and you see him fight with somebody. So
you do see him fight with somebody. A one-armed man.
The one-armed man.
The one-armed bandit.
Who I still have nightmares about. That guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. That hairdo alone gives me nightmares.
The intro scene of the fight between the wife and him with the arm that like
gets not okay.
Dislocated.
I know.
I still have that. That messed me up. That messed me up. Really, really did.
That would be a good Halloween costume. Just that guy with like your arm hanging in a shirt. Yeah. That would be a good one.
And a trench coat and like some really curly hair.
Have a nose prosthetic of some sort.
Anyway, so then he escaped. Like he's an innocent man who's been sent to death. He's like on this bus with these other murderers. They stage a coup. He's not part of it.
Right. They're trying to get him. They're trying to like get him, right?
No.
Oh,
they were trying to escape.
They're trying to escape, but they're like
all these other death row
inmates
were trying to escape, and he was on the bus, and then he gets out, and then he becomes the fugitive because he's on the run.
Yeah,
and his whole mission is to prove that he didn't kill his wife, and he wants to find out who did.
Yes,
that's the plot.
Who done it?
It's
a real who done it, and
you know why he was convicted.
Yeah,
the thing I say every time because of all my true crime expertise.
Because the husband
life insurance. Life insurance.
That's the thing. They asked, is she insured? Insurance. She comes from a wealthy family, right? Is she insured? Yep. She is. And that's when he just blows a gasket and is like, I did not kill my wife.
The scene where he realizes that he's like totally screwed and being framed.
Yeah.
You know, like honestly, Harrison Ford's acting in this movie is fantastic.
Agreed.
He's got this like, he's this good guy who's being accused of being a bad guy, but he does all these little like superhero good things throughout the movie. Like he's
Yes.
saving people all over the place, like while he's still running from the law. So it's like
Exactly.
this very superhero vibe, but he has
Yeah.
this childlike innocence, like
Yeah.
this like deer in headlights thing when he gets, when he does something nice and then he's like has
Mhm.
to get back into this whole like, never
Yep.
mind, I gotta dye my hair black, cut it, and make my own new calyx. I mean, he has like 8 different hairdos in this movie.
He really does. He
I
really
mean,
does.
it just keeps changing, and I remember I was like, "Oh," then
Mhm.
at the end, it was like the normal one.
Mhm. I was like, "How did that hair dye get out of there? Was it just for men? It was like the easy rinse out, like non-ammonia kind? It
I'm
must
not
be.
sure.
Like, it
It's
must
not
be
it was not
definitely
hard to get
rinsed
out,
out. It rinsed
but it
out
wasn't
quickly.
shoe polish.
No.
So
No. Yeah.
and I think I even wrote, like, black hair dye creates calyx because
Yeah.
his
Right.
hair was super flat,
Yes. Mhm. Yeah.
before
Well, I
that.
liked his hair when God, we are really focusing on the hair, but I mean, I think it's important. I mean, I think this
Whatever.
is the kind of content that our listeners come here for. So
Sure.
I'm gonna just say it. I liked his hair when it was, when he shaved off the beard and then it was just kind of
Mhm.
shaggy, like right when he first
Oh,
got
yeah.
out before he
Sure.
dyed it.
Uh-huh.
I
Oh, yeah,
liked
yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of shaggy kind of
I think
thing.
that
I
was
thought that
just
was
his
pretty cute.
hair.
Yeah, but it was no longer slicked back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slick back
But
wasn't good.
other movies where Harrison Ford has slicked his hair back, like
Yeah.
regarding Henry at the
Yeah.
beginning before he
Right.
gets it's he just made it's not a bad look,
It's just he's more
but it
rugged than
makes
that.
him look sleazy, like you're just like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust you.
Right. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
would want you to be my lawyer. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Exactly.
Like I
Yes.
bet you would like, you know, have me taken care of in the court of law.
Sure. Sure.
Because you'll like pull out all the like probably like barely legal punches. Something like
Right.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I'm with
Okay.
you.
All right, go on.
There's a scene where he bandages his own wound and he's half naked. I just want to say
Oh, side bun.
shout out to the side bun that we
Sure.
got of
I
Harrison.
said
Mhm.
that to Scott, and he's like, "Y'all are so fucking weird." It's like, exactly.
But I mean, how old is he in this movie? He looks good.
I think
I was like, he looks good.
I
He's like
feel like
gotta
he's
be in
someone
his
that's always looked older than he is. Like
But
he's
you
just
think he
like
I don't know what year
he
is
must have.
somebody can
It's
somebody please
93.
tell us he's not 93 now.
No, it was in
Oh.
93.
Somebody tell
No,
us. I think Jeffrey's gonna do the research for us and tell us how old
I
Harrison
bet he
Ford
was like
was.
40.
No, I think he's like 57,
N-
50, 55, 55, 55. I'm going with 55.
I'm calling bullshit.
I don't remember what year he was born.
That's like 20 years
Yeah, he's
ago.
like
It's
77
30 years
now. It's
ago.
30 years ago. So he's like, okay, maybe so he's like
40.
47.
No,
How old is he?
40.
Tell me. Somebody tell me right now.
Well,
51. 51. He's
he was not
51.
51 in
He's
that movie.
51. I knew he looked like he was late 40s, early 50s. Yeah.
Huh.
51, baby.
I just don't agree.
51-year-old men are good looking, okay? I mean, tell you that.
You don't have to tell
Hello.
me.
Hi. I mean, look at Darren. Look at him. Right
Yeah,
there.
I know. Listen,
So
we're
I mean,
living
that's
it.
men are just hitting their prime in their 50s. They're finally
No
their
doubt.
brains are
Yeah.
finally coming together with their bods. Anyway,
So let's talk about Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, we got to talk about him. He has the best lines in this movie. And
So
we
many
meet him,
one-liners.
and it's like we meet him, and it's like, okay, it is
Here we
on.
are.
He
It's
comes
like-
to the crash scene, and he's like, "I'm gonna take over this investigation from you," and he's like, "Boom!" We're off to the races. He has so many good lines, like "Get your maps out, Renfo," and then Joey Pants also has one good line where he says, "He's running
I
out of
hate
map."
him.
I know you hate him,
I
but
hate that dude.
he's awful. But Dr. Kimball is smart, but so is Tommy Lee.
Yes.
So is Tommy Lee.
Like
We got to go
Tommy
for
Lee and his
Yep, mhm.
squad, like versus the local police.
Mhm.
It's like, and
Yep.
like Scott made this point, it's like the local police who all sound like unintelligent assholes.
Yes.
Versus the U.S. Marshals.
Yes.
Who are these like all-star dudes with with the Riz and like
Right.
Tommy Lee Jones oozes Riz in this movie.
100%.
He's wearing the suit jacket with the jeans and the tie and
I
the
know.
he's
Mhm.
just like cool.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
know he's cool.
You know he's
And
cool.
yeah, and his he's like a little dude.
Oh,
though.
yeah. I know.
He's like a tiny guy.
Yeah, you can tell by when he was in that crowd of people and he was jumping up to look over the people to see if he could
Oh, yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You know, one of the things you brought up Heat before, and I was gonna say it kind of reminded me of that interplay in Heat of the two people, the De
Mhm.
Niro and the Pacino. This is
Mhm.
kind of that same matchup where it's like they're definitely equal rivals. Like they're perfectly matched for
Yes.
each other because
Yes.
because Dr. Kimball, played by Harrison Ford, is very, very smart. But so is
Mhm.
Tommy Lee. He's also very what's his name in this movie? I don't even know.
Samuel Gerard.
Yeah.
Sam
Sam
Gerard.
Gerard. He's very
Mhm.
smart too. And so they're just equally matched in that point where they get to they're at the aqueduct and he's going to jump off the waterfall thing, the dam,
Which he would never have survived. Okay.
which it's a 1 in 10 million I think it's
I
1 in a
mean,
million chance of surviving. Yes.
it looked
Mhm.
like a cartoon just, like, flying out of I mean, there's no way he
Uh,
would have lived.
well, I did
Not let
some
alone
research.
didn't break his stitches,
Yeah,
and let alone
I know. I know. He did stitch up his own ass. I know. He did I love that part because he turns to they finally are face to face. And he turns
Mhm.
to him and he goes, "I didn't kill my wife." And Tommy Lee goes, "I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care." And then you're like, "Well, what's going to happen now?" And then,
It's like they're
okay,
already friends because
it's like
I
they're
honestly,
already
I'm rooting for
friends.
them to be best friends
Yes.
this whole time
Yes.
because
It's
'cause I'm like, they
very
would actually really get along.
I know they could be buds, man.
I know,
Yeah,
and I
cuz
think that, like, everyone is like, "Oh," they like, you're just waiting for Tommy Lee to figure it out
yes, and you're
and
like,
to
"God, you
realize it's
guys,
not
yes."
that he didn't do it and, like, get on the same page,
And then they can
and,
get a room. Yes.
I mean, they had
Yeah. They
chemistry,
had
like,
chemistry. Yeah.
I wish they had done another movie together. I think they were really well, cast together, but
Yeah.
even at the end of this movie, when, Dr. Richard Kimball gets, like, vindicated,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the bad guys are caught, and he's in the car with Tommy Lee Jones, and he takes his handcuffs off of Harrison Ford, and he's like, "Thought you didn't care." And he goes, "I don't." And then he, like, gives him ice. He's like, "Don't tell anybody, okay?"
Yeah.
And they're, like, laughing together. I'm like, now they're best friends. They're about
Now
to,
they're
like,
buds. Mhm.
summer together. They're like buds.
Yeah, 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 I
Yeah.
know. Well, going back to that scene where he jumps off the dam, they used 6 dummies that were
That
12,000
looks it looks like it.
it looks like a dummy flying
Yeah.
off there.
It's amazing.
They had to do it 6 times, and they were $12,000 each. Each of those dummies was $12,000.
Why? In
Can you I
'93?
know, can you even believe that? So,
It looks
yeah.
like just a mannequin, and they could have really saved some cash on that because
Right,
it
like
didn't matter.
I know, and then apparently, Harrison Ford always does his own stunts, and
Mhm.
apparently he did all the ground stunts, but he also had Navy SEALs, like, advising him on all the swimming stuff and whatnot, and they were like, "Yeah, if you were actually gonna jump off that thing, it would be 1 in 1,000,000 chance of surviving, so, like, there's no way."
Don't do it.
Yeah, but, I love it because Tommy Lee Jones is like, "The guy did a Peter Pan right off this
Yeah.
dam! The guy did a Peter Pan." And then you're in a massive manhunt. And then remember he says, "The opera ain't over till the big dog howls." There's so many good lines. Tommy Lee has so many good lines. And then when he goes he thinks that he's found the other convict guy that was escaped, and the lady's like screaming in her bed because he's like shooting the guy, and he just
Yes.
stops and looks at her and goes, "Shut up."
Shut up. Yeah, that was
And
a
like
good one.
walks away. And then the other favorite line of him is when he goes, just says to Joey Pants or no, to the other guy, he's like, "You shot me. You could have killed me." And he's like, "Do you think I should have bargained with that guy?"
Yeah.
And then
I
he
don't
goes, "Can you hear in my left ear? Can you hear?" What does he say in that?
I don't bargain.
Exactly. I don't bargain.
I don't bargain.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
anyway,
start saying that at home.
I think you need to,
Yeah.
and then right after that is when Harrison Ford's hair turns nice and dark. And that is when I thought, all right, he's looking good now. He's looking good. And you realize
Well
he's just a good doctor stuck in a terrible situation.
well, I think that Harrison Ford's really good with, nonverbal communication and, like,
Yes.
quiet acting
Yes. He is good
because
with
I
that.
think he has, like, facial expression. He can make himself look like a I mean, like, think about What Lies Beneath. I love that movie. I
Yes.
love
Oh,
What
I
Lies
haven't seen
Beneath
that in
with
a
him and Michelle
long
Pfeiffer.
time.
I
Yes.
absolutely love that movie.
Yeah.
and it's a similar situation, except
Yeah.
it's like reversed.
Mhm.
But he can make these faces where he looks like this like innocent, good boy, like good guy.
Yeah.
But then he's really good at not looking like a bad guy,
Mhm.
but like gesturing or like one sentence and then you're just like scared of him. I mean, it's just
Yes.
like he's hard to see as for me, he's always been hard as to see as like a villain because and I think he's tried, but like we got Indiana
Yeah.
Jones here, y'all. I mean,
No.
it's
We
not
got Han Solo, people.
yeah.
We got
Well,
I
for
mean, I
you,
know you're not into Star Wars, but
I'm
let's
not
just
saying
like
it's, you know,
if you
I mean, I'm not, of
dial
course.
back all these characters that he's so good at. He's so good with the action. He's so good
So
with it.
Patriot games, I
Yeah.
love Patriot games.
I also recently watched Air Force One, and that's another
Love.
one that takes you on
It's
a
so good.
ride. Like,
Yeah.
holy cow. And
It's
you're like,
exhausting,
whoa,
quite
it's
frankly.
exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting because
It's
you're
like an
like,
actual roller
whoa.
coaster.
Yeah, it is. But he's so good with all of them. And,
Mhm.
I think about Indiana Jones, like, okay, so when did Indiana Jones come out? Was it like 83 or something like that? 84,
The first
85?
one I think
Yeah.
was like
Rotla. That's what we called it, Rotla.
Raiders.
Yes. If you
I
were
feel
cool, you
like it
called it
was like
Rotla,
I
Raiders of
think
the
it was like
Lost Ark.
80 or maybe
Maybe
I
our
don't
research person can tell us. It was maybe somebody's going to tell us in the chat. Well, do do do
I
do
think that
do do
either way,
do.
I think I
81.
can't
It came out in
yeah,
81.
81.
So Harrison was this is 12 years after Indiana Jones, after Rotla.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I was like, wow, he still looks like, he's still really killing it with the
But
adventure.
he's like the OG Jack Ryan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like with
Yeah.
Patriot games and Clear and Present Danger
Mhm.
and, you know,
And running through
and
situations
Blade
where
Runner.
I know
Blade
Blade
Runner was so
Runner,
good.
I know Witness. I mean, come on.
Witness.
Give me a break. I tried to
I
get
mean,
Frank to
he's the
watch Witness
action
with
dude.
me. He is. I tried to get Frank to watch Witness with me. He's like, "That's not really one of my favorites." And I'm like, "Well, that's
Because
cuz
he hasn't rewatched it.
it's cuz you also haven't watched the scene in the barn lately."
Where he sings Sam Cooke.
I mean, it's woo. I don't think that would do anything for Frank though, probably. He probably doesn't care.
Well, maybe he didn't need to listen to more Sam Cooke.
Yeah, true. Agreed. Yes.
So,
yeah, no, just I loved the nod to Raiders of the Lost Ark when he's running out the hospital door and they're Tommy Lee's like, lock the doors, and they lock the door and then Harrison gets his foot caught in the door.
and
It's
he
like,
shoots through the and it's bulletproof glass. But his face he makes is like this kid that's like, I'm in trouble. And I'm like, dude, get out of there. I'm like, you don't need to just run.
Go for
it's just like, I mean, it's just like this whole character has this, all this. And I wonder, deep thought by Natalie.
Deep thoughts by Natalie.
What if the whole innocence look is because this man is proving his innocence, but it goes through like child. I mean, he just looks like this, like
you're onto something.
Really, but that even makes me think he's even a better actor. I'm like, oh my God, you're looking so innocent, just like a kid.
Yeah.
That's in trouble for something he didn't do.
Yes.
And also it's like, but you're on death row and you're obviously 51 years old.
Yep.
So I think that the depth of these performances
is good.
Is
deep.
Magnificent.
It is. It's it's magnificent. I love the cameos by Julianne Moore, Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch and him had great chemistry too.
Love that. I know. Loved it. I loved seeing them like show up in there. There's just one other thing that I wrote down about this movie that I just have to say. I still really like the denim shirt, tweed jacket look, and I just feel like
it's Ralph Lauren. It's very Ralph Lauren.
If you are going to wear that for the rest of your life, go right ahead. Go right
I
ahead.
do.
Yeah.
I just need to get a tweed jacket. I have all the chambray shirts you could even imagine.
Yeah. Do you? Yeah.
Chambray
shirt.
Yeah. I love Jean on Jean.
We haven't haven't talked about that in a long time. How much you love Jean on Jean.
Jean on Jean.
Jean on Jean on Jean on Jean.
I love for days.
Yeah. I can't really do Jean on Jean. It's just too much going on up here on the bod.
So.
Really. Maybe I could do like a jean shirt and then like a jean thing underneath, right?
That's Jean on Jean on Jean.
A tank jink. A jink?
And
A
then
jean tank.
and then you could get a tweed jacket on top of your jean on jean.
Yes.
On jean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the worst thing I've ever heard. But side note, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Just before we go to our pit stop that I'm excited about what you have. What did you feel like this plot?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. I want to know, like, it's very complicated.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I mean, I think everybody that watches it, I don't know if we didn't pay attention to what it was really about and like that people figured out, there's this drug called Provasic and, and it's for your liver and if, it's supposed to like your liver's where your blood clots. And if you don't know that and like people are bleeding out because they're testing the wrong drug and faking it so that these conglomerate companies make a bunch of money and people are getting killed. That is so complicated. I mean, think about it.
It's so complicated, and it's also so ahead of its time.
We're all watching for the action.
It's also so ahead of its time because now, like we see what big pharma is. We understand like what drug companies have been sued for, what they've lost lawsuits for, like a lot of stuff. Like, but back in those days, it wasn't really on the radar.
Do you think that my 10-year-old self walked out of there when I was like, "That's the best movie I've ever seen"? Do you think that I understood about the liver tests?
No, in fact,
and even the Jane Lynch part at all. Other than I was like, she seems nice. Yeah. I mean, to this day, that's why I have constantly researched this because it's been, I don't know, it's really been hard for me to just be like, right, because liver does this and he's faking it because people are bleeding out. And you remember there's a scene in the beginning where this patient's bleeding out and he's like, whoa, wonder why that is. And they're testing this bad drug and what to do.
That's why he has to go to he gets called away to go from the party. Yeah.
No, I know. This is a mind, it's a mind hunt.
It's a mind hunt. It's a mind hunt, Natalie.
Yes.
That should be the tagline of this film. Mind hunt.
Ooh.
It's not just a
fugitive. It's a mind hunt.
It's a mind hunt. I mean, anyway, everybody, this movie has everything. It has a fake arm. It has tweed. It has several hairdos. It has beautiful women. I mean, it has
violence.
It has waterfalls. By the way, that was filmed in North Carolina. Just so you know.
Makes sense. And it
never wears out.
It has shtick.
It has shtick. And it's got Tommy Lee Jones and the best one-liners you could ever hope for.
I mean, they don't quit. They don't
quit. So I definitely think if you guys are looking for something to watch, it's the new year. You just need to chill out. The Fugitive, you can never go wrong. You can just never go wrong. It'll take you on a thrill ride and you'll be thrilled the whole time. All right, we need to do a pit stop, Natalie. So I have one that I've cooked up just in the last little while that I have.
Good.
What?
Oh,
skirt. I was getting to that, Darren. Darren's like, why are you? Jeez, Louise. He's on top of it.
Darren just did air wheel.
He just did air wheel, everybody. Like, okay, fine. Okay. Anyway.
Ready.
We are going to talk about the ladies of The Fugitive right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to present to you one of our favorite things. Marry, kiss, ghost. So here they are. Julianne Moore, Selah Ward, and Jane Lynch. The three ladies of The Fugitive. Which one are you going to marry? Which one are you going to ghost? And which one are you going to...
Well, I'm going to marry Selah Ward.
You are? Okay.
Yeah. What a power couple. Hi.
You guys would be a power couple. That is true.
I mean,
yeah. You're right.
She's,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I think that she would provide power. I mean, she's just stunning.
But Julianne, okay, yeah, go ahead. All right. Julianne Moore and Jane Lynch.
I don't think you're going to like my, I'm doing them from this movie. It's not them in all walks of life.
That's
these people from this, how it all is in this movie.
And their characters in this movie.
Okay. I'm going to kiss Jane Lynch and I'm going to kill Julianne Moore. She almost got him caught. I know. She almost got him caught though. Sorry about it.
You're right. She did.
I know.
She did snitch on him.
She's a snitch. I don't like a tattletale.
You're kind of right. She kind of needs to be. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, you get the axe.
Yeah.
You almost had an innocent man.
Now I think
sent back to death row.
Yeah, it's true. Like, do your research, lady. Don't you think maybe you could have done some research before you sent him away? Like, yeah,
You know
that's
who
true.
didn't need research that was like already into him? Jane Lynch.
That's right, she was. That's why I was going to say I think
she was loyal.
I would marry Jane Lynch because I think she's the most loyal, and she's just I just love her personality in this.
Sure.
I think Sailor Ward is just too hot for me, and I'd just be always like jealous of other people. But like,
competitive.
This is my whereas you guys would be like a power couple, I'd be like, she's too hot.
No,
for me.
I would be wildly insecure, but I'm also more into. I would just let it. I would just be like make it about me and be like, look at my lady.
Yeah, right.
You hotter than yours.
Wear her on your arm proudly.
Yeah,
right?
She'd be my trophy.
Your trophy wife. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's different. I think I'm gonna marry Jane Lynch. I'm gonna kiss Sailor Ward up one side and down the other. I mean,
sure. Okay.
I don't think I needed to get graphic with that.
Do you?
And then for sure, like Julianne.
She's got to go.
As much as I love her, yeah,
I love her too. It's not. This is just based on the movie. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, but she was tired too. She was so tired.
Well, she was working in an emergency room in what was that, Chicago? Good Lord!
No, you got to get a little break.
My butt out. I could not do that.
So. Anyway, everybody, thanks for listening to us talk about The Fugitive.
Thank
you.
We
could go on all darn day about this because we love it so much.
We do. This is one of the best movies ever.
It really is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what people should do is watch The Fugitive and then watch Heat and then like have a dinner party or have your friends over and like debate why one's better than the other or which part. I mean, you should just like, it could be like a whole thing.
Lean in.
Just make it a lifestyle. And I've always believed that 90s thrillers are a lifestyle. Yeah. So it's always been part of mine. So if you're ever coming to our house for dinner party, get ready to talk about 90s thrillers.
I love 90s thrillers.
Dive.
Remember our old intro?
Dive. Yes.
I love 90s thrillers.
And Gene Hackman. Yeah. I'm going to start having themed dinner things and be like, tonight's Gene Hackman, so come prepared.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, I'm coming over for that dinner party.
No problem.
All right. So everybody, thanks again for listening. Don't forget to write us a review. If you like this podcast, please follow us and like us and share us. Interact with us on the social media. Do all the things. We want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
Natalie, do you have anything else to say?
I do, Angela.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to you, very soothing, calm, sweet voice. Well, I don't know if it sounds sweet. But namaste, aware of life insurance ramifications. Because you could go to jail for something you
didn't do. Natalie, that is wise.
Yes.
And to you, I say, namaste, rockin' the tweed.
Ah, yes.
Rockin' the tweed.
Jean on Jean on Jean.
On tweed. On tweed. Okay. All right.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Now, isn't that better? Thanks for listening. Feel free to leave us a review and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your shows. Put Your Books Down is produced by ClantonCreative.com.